Well, all right. So before we begin, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Brad. Actually, my real name is Radian, but people somehow call me Brad. Currently, I live in Bandung and I work as a tutor. And perhaps my hobbies are playing violin or playing
Oh,
games.
okay.
And what about you, Mr. Dito? Can you introduce yourself for a bit?
Okay, thank you for the time. Okay, my name is Pramudito Kartiko Dumipto. Usually, my friends call me Dito, and now I'm work as a agronomist in the research and development at PTN Inmira in Jogja, Sleman Regency.
Hmm,
And my hobbies are futsal, playing futsal, football, and sometimes bicyc,
bicycle,
bicycling,
cycling. Yeah,
and then sometimes playing games.
I see. All right then. So can you tell me a little bit about your work? So, what kind of job do you have to do actually?
Okay, actually, I work as an agronomist. It's kind of agronomist is a kind of assistant that handle handle some project related to the cultivation or agronomy for the plant like horticulture or uh, food and then etc. So on there, I manage some human resource. I have my member to do the research project basic on the field. So on there, I managing the trial project related to the agronomy cultivation
Hmm?
from the first step, like from plant until the harvest.
Oh wow, impressive. Okay then. So does it
Yeah,
mean that your work does not have a regular working hour, or do you actually have like regular working days and hours?
actually for regular working day I have, so I have work working day from Monday till Friday.
Okay.
It's kind of 5 days work,
All
and
right.
then the time start from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m.
Wow, standard office hours, yeah. All right then. And
Yes,
then
standard
a
office
little bit,
hours.
a little bit
So
standard
I
office.
I on there just control my member. So I just give the instruction for the activity for the project, the trial project related on agronomy.
Hmm.
So after that, my member are doing the job basic on my instruction. So
Oh,
I'm there.
okay.
I'm there. I just control if there are not enough resource. I helping them also.
Uh,
So on there, I'm not taking as a boss, but I like if they need my support, so I support them.
I see. So basically, you are making some observations, and based on those observations, you are telling your members what to do next or what steps
Yes,
to be taken,
yes,
right?
yes,
Ah,
something like that.
all
Okay.
right then. And you said that you are working in Jogja. I mean, your office is in
Yes,
Jogja, right? So if I
yes.
may ask, so where is your hometown? What about your hometown?
My hometown in Purwokerto actually.
Hmm.
So I'm originally from Purwokerto.
Okay, I see.
So basically, I I was born in Purwokerto.
Hmm.
I live on there from a child, from the baby until I graduate from my high school.
Ah, I
So
see.
after that, I moving to another town to take some college on Malang on Brawijaya University. It's kind of 4 until 5 years. Then after that, I also ever live on Kalimantan, Central Kalimantan,
Hmm.
to get experience as a worker on the Astra Agrostari company for
Okay.
such 2 years, like the research staff on there. So after that, after 2 years more, I resign, and then now I'm moved to Sleman to my company right now.
Okay. So how come you end up in Sleman actually? Is it because you are required to work here, or did you find the opportunity to be interesting? Because this is another different city, right?
Yes,
That's why.
yes, yes. Basically, my consideration to move to Jogja first because I have another target
Hmm?
that I must to try and reach it. So basically, when I was in Central Kalimantan,
Hmm?
I kind of hard to study English on there.
Oh,
So
okay.
because I have planned to continue master to try and continue master study abroad abroad. So
Hmm.
it's likely on Europe. So that after I try to study English on my place in Central Kalimantan, I feel like I kind of difficult to manage my study in English, and then I can take offline course also on there. And then if I
Oh.
take online course, it's kind of hard for me to to understand because sometimes the signal is not really good on there.
I see.
So yeah, that's the problem. So and then the others like I can't move anywhere on there because of the regulation of the company that in the pandemic era. So every staff it's kind of restrict to traveling to another town.
Yeah, yeah. That's correct.
Yeah, so it's limited to have traveling outside my company. So
Yeah.
that I decided to move because I want to feel the freedom.
At one point, yes, yeah. Maybe you will be
Yeah.
able to try to live independently as well, yeah. Okay, I don't
Yes.
know
Yeah.
actually. All right then. So, basically, since you already mentioned about studying for master's degree, I assume that is the purpose why you are taking the IELTS test, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when are you
Actually,
planning to take it?
well, basically, I plan to take it before October. Actually, well,
Hmm.
actually, this period, I have take some offline course IELTS also
Hmm.
on Jogja.
Hmm.
On Jogja, it's already start this week. This week,
Hmm. Hmm.
so it already running for the course. But I think I need another class to strengthen my English. Maybe so maybe
Hmm.
I will do like both online and offline class if I could.
Hmm.
Or
Okay, I see. Yeah, yeah. Actually, there are a lot of people. There are some people who actually do that, because they wanted to try to focus on improving their English as well as
yes,
preparing themselves for taking a test, actually.
yeah.
So, let me be clear. So, the purpose of you studying online here, is it to study IELTS or is it to improve your English? Because that will be really different, all right? Because
Mm,
either I teach you IELTS or I teach you
yes.
English. That's the thing.
Okay. Basically, if if the purpose is I want to strengthen my IELTS score actually because that is my needed to apply for the campus and scholarship.
Correct.
So I just need the IELTS for improve my score actually.
All right then. How much IELTS score is required actually to apply to the campus?
Well, for my campus is kind of 6 until 6.5.
Ooh, okay.
But some university, well, I have planned to check on America. I want to try America actually because if this year my brother get a job on America, so he will live for a long time on America. So if I get the college in America, so I kinda easy to live on there because I have my brother on there. So yeah, so my brother have a lot of information about America because he was already experienced to live on America like 2 until 3 years. So yeah, if I need something, I just can call my brother on there.
Yeah,
So
you
that's
can
why.
consult with him. Yeah, it will be easier. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he also tell me that he have the channel for the lecturer for the master degree program on there outside the Fulbright scholarship or another scholarship. So it's kind of sponsored by the lecturer actually.
Wow.
So he has the information about it. So yeah, I want to try America because of that.
I see. That is actually an interesting and wise option as well. Yeah, well, because you already have your brother living there.
Yeah.
So it will be a little bit more helpful, yeah, rather than going to Europe where you have to live by yourself, which is very different, right?
Yes.
Maybe that's
but
why.
If Europe, it's already okay because I have experience to live on Europe also. When I was in internship, on the 2018. I have a chance to have 2 months internship on Europe, actually on Germany. So beside that, I have a chance to travel another country also, like travel to Belgium, Netherlands, and France. So I kind of know about the culture on there. So it's gonna be okay for me to adapt it on there.
Both of them have their own advantages, yeah. So that's why you
Yes.
are actually pretty confident to do that. Okay, that's cool. See,
Yes.
I mean, you are certainly prepared. Yeah, it's not only like a half-hearted attempt or ideas. Yeah, but you actually already have plans for it. So that's a good first step actually. But okay then. So please tell me this. Have you ever seen the IELTS test before then?
Well, actually, I have tried so many simulation IELTS tests. Last year, I have taken like 3 until 4 time simulation tests, and now on my class IELTS, before the class start, they need my pretest about IELTS score. So it's kind of not it's kind like it's not unfamiliar for me.
Okay, not unfamiliar, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, double negative, yeah, double negative.
unfamiliar.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. I understand it. Okay, then. So you have already experienced that beforehand, yeah. So in your opinion, which one do you think was the most challenging one, and which one do you think was the lightest one?
The challenge is writing actually.
Okay.
But another section like listening, reading, and speaking also hard for me. So
I see.
It's kind of all of the part of the test like hard for me.
Yeah, well, at some points, it is understandable, yeah, because in IELTS we are considered to be able to already have the basics for English, right? So that's why the types of questions that they gave to us are actually those types of questions that that needs practice more and more, right? But don't worry, later on the class actually, for example, like reading, I actually teach reading and writing actually. So for example, for reading, we are not going to directly read the longest text, right? Because let me share my screen for a bit, all right? So as you can
Okay.
see here, the thing that always
Oh,
surprises.
I'm sorry. Can I have some minutes to check my Grab food order? Just a
Sure,
minute.
sure, 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 sure.
Yeah. Is that okay, sir?
Okay, sure,
Mister? Okay. Okay. Wait a minute.
sure. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Still haven't arrived. So
Why did you think the Grab food has arrived?
because he kind of texts to me, but
Okay then.
but I'm not check the phone, so I think that
You
he
thought that it
already
is already
arrived.
arrived, yeah.
Yes. Wait.
All right, all right. Take it easy, sir.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay, I'm sorry for the time.
No problem. Oh, finally it has arrived.
Yeah, it
Hooray.
has arrived.
Okay, then I'm surprised that you haven't even had your dinner, sir. It's already 8 o'clock.
No, it just I order salad actually.
Oh, very
It's
healthy.
yeah, yeah.
I ordered the opposite of healthy previously. I ordered martabak. So yeah, that was the sin of it. So that's why. All right. So
Yeah.
what I was about to say for the reading is that what surprises people the most is usually the long text in reading, because
Okay.
not all people are used to reading text, right? Not doesn't have to be
Yes.
English, even in Indonesian, because not
Yeah.
many people like to read books or articles. So that's what makes people surprised usually. Like
Yes.
seeing a text like this and all of them are in English, yeah, who would not be drunk seeing this actually. But later in our class, you don't have to worry because the texts that will be given will be the shorter versions first. Actually, that's one. And the second one, why? Because later in the test, we are going to talk about the different types of questions that appear on the reading test actually. And that's
Okay.
that gitu. Jadi kita bakal ngelihat ada pertanyaan jenis apa aja, misalkan nanti yang kayak gini true false not given, nanti itu dibahas satu persatu gitu, sir.
Hmm.
Kayak gitu. Atau enggak yang ini kan namanya short answer questions. Ini
Yeah.
namanya table. Nah, all of them will be discussed one by one actually. Like what kind of clues can we find from this? Atau enggak ada petunjuk apa aja sih? Gimana cara jawabnya sih, etc. So that's why we
Yeah.
are going to learn them one by one. Alright? That's it.
Kadang yang susah kan ini kan Mister apa? Para pricingnya itu loh. Kadang kan yang di
Ya,
tag sama yang ditanyain itu kan suka beda jauhnya gitu loh. Nah,
betul.
kadang kita kayak ngabisin waktunya tuh di situ kayak menerka-nerkanya itu loh. Ini yang dimaksud di soal ini teks yang di paragraf keberapa terus yang bagian mana nih. Yang suka
Betul.
salahnya kan di situ kebanyakan kadang.
Ya,
Yang
jadi
bikin
memang
bingung sih.
yang paragraf sih yang suka bikin bingung kita nyari mau dari mana ya.
Iya.
Tapi
Iya.
beberapa jenis pertanyaan ada kok yang ngasih tahu banget kita harus nyari di paragraf mana. Kayak yang ini nih table. Di sini dia ada jenis-jenis stepwell. Kayak misalkan ini Rani Kivaf kan nama stepwellnya kan. Oh berarti kita tahu nih nomor 9 itu bakal ada di paragraf yang ngomongin Rani Kivaf.
Rani.
Tadi aja nih Rani Kivaf langsung. Berarti nomor
Iya.
9 itu ada di paragraf ini gitu. Just like that. Actually.
Iya.
Ada beberapa yang memang udah ada hints-nya banyak gitu. Tapi memang understanding the question would be the most important thing actually
Iya.
sebelum kita masuk ke reading daripada teksnya, karena ya if we don't understand what is being asked, ya of course it will be very difficult to us to answer the questions, right?
Hmm.
That's why. But don't worry, sir.
Kalau yang misalnya listening itu yang biasanya part 3 sama 4-nya sih aku sih Mister, yang kadang masih suka kesulitan juga sih kalau yang untuk nandainya itu loh.
Ya karena
Nandai ini udah
part
sampai
3
mana gitu.
part 3 sama 4 itu kan memang dia suka panjang banget audionya kan,
Iya.
jauh lebih panjang
Iya.
daripada yang 1 sama 2 kan. Berarti nggak
Iya.
ada cara lain selain harus rely on yang ditanyain apa gitu, sir.
Hmm.
That's the thing. Kayak misalkan gini, dia ngomongin students entering design competition, berarti kata kuncinya kalau dia ngomongin tentang mereka harus ngapain,
Competition.
mungkin tentang peraturan atau apa gitu. Terus di sini kata kuncinya apa? Dishwasher. Kenapa dia milih dishwasher? Alasannya kan katanya tuh.
Hmm.
That's the thing. Jadi memang kata kuncinya itu harus dicari dari si teks, dari pertanyaan sendiri gitu. And you will have to be prepared every time dia misalnya
Iya.
udah nyebut the John chose dishwasher bla bla bla. Nah, itu kan you langsung siap-siap gitu
Hmm.
untuk melihat pilihan jawabannya, dan tentu saja nanti you ngerti juga kan kayak appealing artinya apa, common atau economical artinya apa. Kayak gitu.
Terus sama ini Mister, skor skor saya tuh apa ya, tentatif gitu loh Mister. Jadi kadang pernah dapat 5 overallnya, kadang pernah dapat 5,5, kadang pernah dapat 6 juga. Terus terakhir kemarin pas yang di kelas saya ini kan ada pretestnya gitu kan Sir, untuk tahu skornya berapa,
Betul.
pretest IELTS gitu lah. Itu yang terakhir 4,5. Jadi kayak masih bingung lah ini saya tuh di yang mana nih, terus harus improve-nya gimana nih, kayak naik turun terus gitu loh skornya gitu loh Mister.
Ya, jadi memang artinya kan memang kadang-kadang faktor pertanyaan juga ada sebenarnya gitu. Whether we get an easy question or not, that actually
Iya.
happens gitu. At this point berarti kan kita ngelihat dari your lowest score which is 5 dulu kan gitu. When your lowest score is increase, misalkan paling parah-parahnya you sering dapetnya tuh 6,5 atau 6, berarti udah pasti aman di situ gitu. That's the thing. Jadi nanti juga sama si tutornya pasti dia ngajarin. Yang
Iya.
yang tutor ngajar listening sama speaking itu biasanya beda. Jadi nanti you diajar sama 2 tutor, tapi ini akan dijelasin nanti. Tapi pasti tutornya itu bakal menjelaskan kayak yang harus dicari apa sih gitu. And how we can actually focus on listening to the audio while we are looking at the question, for example.
Iya.
That's the thing sih gitu. Kenapa you bisa tentatif? Karena jenis pertanyaannya mungkin ada yang lebih gampang, yang lebih susah juga.
Iya.
That's the reason why. Atau enggak vocabulary-nya. That is important.
Berarti kalau saya masih kisaran, dan apa ya, kalau saya nyoba tuh selalu di level intermediate terus gitu sih Mister, kayak dari kapan itu nggak pernah naik gitu loh Mister, selalu di kisaran intermediate terus gitu loh levelnya. Ya baik itu nyoba TOEFL ataupun IELTS itu juga selalu di intermediate terus gitu loh, nggak naik kan. Makanya kadang sempat kayak frustasi terus kayak stuck gitu loh.
Yeah, at one point kan when you already graduate from university ya, we don't focus much on learning those kind of things gitu. While you were in high school, contohnya yaitu masih fresh banget kan, masih pada belajar soal bahasa Inggris dan etc. Tapi ya there is a little bit of difficulty when you study after you graduate or even when you are working, karena kan your mind is already somewhere else gitu. Kenapa nggak naik levelnya? Karena nggak benar-benar fokus ke situ gitu. So that's why for the next 3 months kita kan biasanya kan si lesnya itu bisa sampai 2 sampai 3 bulan kan. For the next 3 months, let's try to starting to put our head from here gitu. Udah mulai difokusin dalam 3 bulan itu. Jadi kita dari situ kan udah beda. Purpose-nya sekarang ya memang khusus untuk IELTS gitu. And we have a lot of time to do that basically. Gitu.
Tapi hitungannya kalau untuk saya itu termasuk yang kayak susah banget nggak ya Mister, malnya untuk sampai ke yang reach 6,5 gitu loh minimal gitu ya.
No, your lowest was 5. You have a really huge chance to increase to 6.4 or even 7 mungkin gitu. But it needs to be constant gitu. Jadi pelatihan itu memang harus konstan, dan homework misalkan. Homework itu yang jadi jembatan antar kelas. Kadang-kadang memang ada orang yang bagus di kelasnya, cuma karena lupa terus ngerjain homework contohnya, jadi zonk gitu pas ke akhirnya. Kenapa? Ya karena ya dia nggak ada jembatannya. Pas dia nggak ada kelas, udah dia off gitu brainnya.
Iya.
Nggak ada fokus ke A sama sekali. Jadi nggak ada latihannya gitu. Iya ngerti nih, yang ngerti di kelas. Cuman kan tetap aja di luar kelas tuh memang harus ada practice gitu. That's the thing. Kayak gitu juga sih, Sir. Jadi nanti kalau misalkan you memang fokus, it is possible gitu. Tapi memang kita harus nge-shift our focus right here. Kasih IELTS terus gitu. Don't think it is impossible ya. Don't worry about that. You have a lot of time to think. Tapi ya, it comes from you as well gitu. Whether you are really serious about this or not. Alright?
Oke.
That's the thing sih. Jadi biasanya ada listening, reading, writing, dan speaking. Writing juga sama. Saya bakal ngebahasnya per task dulu. Jadi kita bakal mulai dari ngomongin task 1. Kayak apa aja sih yang harus ditulis. Sampai udah bisa menyusun paragraf lengkap buat task 1. Masuklah nih ke task 2. Kayak gitu. Because they are very different, right? Satu mah ngejelasin data. Satu mah kita diskusi atau berargumen
opini
yang ya memberikan opini, which is very different kayak gitu. But of course we will discuss that one by one later.
Iya.
Nah, at some point there is also a reason why I have been talking a lot to you about your personal life, like your work, your hometown, and etc. Actually, I was a little bit evaluating your speaking at one point. Karena kan, well, this is simulation. Jadi kan ada waktunya di mana ya. Of course, I would like to know how you speak in English gitu. I noticed a really significant thing. So, at some points, at most of the points, you were using the correct words to describe your situation, whether it is about your work and your hometown and etc. Jadi vocabulary-nya udah benar, tepat, which is good. That is good actually. The only thing that is inconsistent is your grammar in terms of tense.
Yeah. Yes.
Jadi kan for example kan you menggunakan tenses simple present untuk ngomongin masa kini. Padahal you sebelumnya ngomongin tentang you pindah di masa lalu pas you lahir dan you kuliah dan you kerja. Nah di situ tidak ada perubahan tenses gitu.
Iya.
Maybe that's the thing that I will put on my record sebetulnya sih, karena kan itu kan harus dikasih tahu juga kan kayak berarti Mr. Dito memang harus latih juga untuk membedakan tense-nya, contohnya kayak gitu.
Kadang tuh teorinya tuh ngerti ya Mister ya, kayak pakai present tense itu tuh ya harus di yang masa sekarang terus past tense jadi ngerti semua, cuma kalau udah dipraktekin tuh kadang kalau udah ngomong kan kayak apa ya, yang penting keluar kayak semua tuh apa ya Miss, yang penting keluar dari mulut gitu ya Miss aku loh. Kalau misalnya udah ngomong gitu loh Miss, jadi kadang tuh suka lupa grammarnya gitu, kalau sambil mikir grammar tuh kadang suka lupa ya, di situ sih kayak yang masih agak kesulitannya gitu sih.
I understand that completely, sir. Karena kan ya theory and practice are actually two different things, right? Kalau kita misalkan teori bisa bagus, bisa banget kita teori sangat bagus gitu contohnya. Tapi kan ada masa juga di mana kita lack of practice gitu. Kayak we don't talk to foreigners every day gitu. Kita nggak ngomong bahasa Inggris ke orang setiap hari gitu. Lagian kan di sini kan kadang banyak orang yang kayak suka males gitu ngomong bahasa Inggris tuh gitu. Walaupun cuma can you imagine I was in sastra Inggris dan ternyata nggak semua orang se-excited itu ngomong bahasa Inggris gitu. Jadi ya memang itu aja bahasa Inggris. Jadi you can imagine, right? Jadi ya untuk yang speaking atau writing itu both of them requires a lot of practice gitu. Nah, this is your chance to utilize that. So that's why you will have to try to talk in English most of the times. And the tutors will also try to explain to you in English most of the times. And that will be it sih. Gitu. Jadi untuk yang reading sama writing, as I told you, we will just learn it one by one. Okay, we will not directly jump into these kinds of questions, or we will try these kinds of questions once you have understood like what to do when you are dealing with this kind of data and etc. and how you can actually organize the paragraph and etc. That is it, Caesar.
Okay, Mister.
That's the thing. But that's it, see. I mean, about your speaking as well. I'm impressed that the use of vocabulary is actually pretty good. Okay, but only the tenses see that you need to pay attention to. But that's
the problem is of the like like I also get my speaking score on the pretest or my pretest on IELTS class offline. So it's kind of a 4.5
Oh,
the
really?
score. Yes.
I see. Yeah. Test that takes practice like direct practice like that will be way more difficult usually, see, unless
Yeah.
you are living in a country or in a region where the people speak English a lot. For example, I have a
Yes.
student who
Yeah.
live in Bali. Her speaking was really fluent actually,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
she was the opposite of you
Uh,
because she can speak fluently, but she
uh,
doesn't know theories. That's the thing.
ah.
Ada yang kayak gitu lah, Sir. Karena itu
Iya.
by instinct gitu kan, karena dia udah
Iya.
terpapar sama bahasa ini.
Iya.
That's why sih. Jadi ya, while you are in the class, I hope that you can actually get exposed more to English. And you have two classes, right? Or the online one and the
Yes.
offline one. Hopefully the
Oh,
offline one will also give you classes in English. So that's why you will have more exposure to the language.
I hope so. uh,
Hopefully.
I just basically I still curious about the scholarship and master degree on abroad because I never try it. So
Hmm.
this year I want to try it. So better luck for me. So next year I can realize my plan to go for my master degree program next year. But I'm not. I kinda ya pasrah sih, Mister. Maksudnya yang penting saya nyoba dulu gitu kan, Miss. Entah hasilnya nanti Tuhan nunjukinya gimana. Yang penting saya usaha dulu maksudnya untuk anu skor saya gitu kan, sama mungkin nyiapin persyaratan-persyaratan yang lain kalau misalnya emang di apa ya disetujui atau di apa ya diizinkan, mungkin kan bisa bisa aja dapat gitu kan, Mister. Tapi kan paling enggak kan saya karena belum pernah nyoba jadi kayak pingin nyoba nih. Saya sebenarnya mampu apa enggak nih kalau buat untuk apa S2 ke luar negeri gitu sih. Intinya gitu sih, Mister.
Yeah, you will have to try to
Iya.
give an effort ya to do that ya.
Iya.
That's
Paling
what.
enggak kalau saya pernah nyoba kan jadi rasa penasarannya udah hilang gitu loh, Mister. Jadi tahu gitu loh. Oh, ternyata kalau misalnya saya keterima berarti saya mampu nih kalau buat untuk S2 ke luar negeri. Kalau misalnya nggak terima, oh ya udah berarti emang kayaknya eh, apa ya waktunya atau masanya untuk S2-nya di dalam negeri aja.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, there's no point apa? There's nothing wrong with trying actually. So
Iya,
yeah, let's just give it our best shot. Okay.
iya,
That's
iya.
why we are going to learn completely. All right. So I'm going to discuss about the class for a bit, but if you don't mind, could you send me your email through the Zoom chat, sir? Preferably
Oke,
Gmail,
wait.
all right?
Yes, I have my Gmail.
That's cool.
Wait. I have already sent it
Yeah,
actually.
thank you very much. Okay. So later for our class, usually I would prefer for us to use GDoc actually, so that
Oke.
I can actually share you the materials that we are going to learn out in the class. So make
Hmm.
sure that you always open your GDoc whenever we have class, okay? Which
Oke.
means if you may, you should try to use your laptop to join the class.
Oke.
Okay. I mean, for example, at least the laptop is used to open the GDoc. If you want to have the Zoom on your phone, that is still fine. But
Hmm.
I would not
Hmm.
I would not recommend to use your phone for
Yes.
opening the GDoc because yeah, if you see a text that small, yeah, you will
Yeah.
require glasses maybe. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
That would be unhealthy. Now that's the thing. See, so any kind of materials that we will discuss on the class, I will simply just copy and paste it right here, so you don't have to bother keeping books and wasting your spaces, and we can just do it right here. All right,
Hmm.
that's the thing
Okay.
actually. See, um, perhaps there are only some rules actually about the class itself. I will explain about the class for a bit. All right.
Okay.
So the rules of the class would be, it's not something strict or anything, but I guarantee you, you will have to follow the rules. Basically, please don't be late.
Okay.
That is the basic thing that people would have to initiate. Don't be late, right? If you know, if you, sorry, if it turns out that you will join the class late, please notify the tutor, okay?
Okay.
If you are going to be late. Why? Because if you, if the tutor does not hear any news regarding your presence
Okay.
after 15 minutes, setelah 15 menit gitu ya,
Hmm.
the class will be, you will be considered absent. Oke?
Okay.
Jadi misalkan you jadwalnya kayak hari ini jam 7 gitu ya contohnya.
Hmm.
Terus sampai jam 7.16 atau 7.20 nggak ada kabar sama sekali, itu bisa dibilang absen. Oke. Kalau misalkan you ngabarin bakal telat gitu ya. That is you are still able to, you will be able to join the class, tapi ya waktunya pasti bakal kepotong kan gitu. Karena waktu tutor nggak mungkin jadi karet juga gitu. Misalkan you telat 15 menit, saya juga jadi telat 15 menit. Mungkin saya ada menit lagi, for example kan. That's why. Tapi kalau you nggak ada kabar atau lupa ngabarin ya, itu nanti bakal dihitung absen. So be careful, right?
Seminggu berapa kali, Mister? Ininya?
It's up to you. Kan you will
Oke.
have two tutors, okay? Jadi kan nanti tuh
Oh.
there will be a tutor who will teach you reading and writing, which is me. And there will be another tutor who will teach you listening and speaking, which I don't know who, because nanti bakal ditentuin kayak gitu.
Oke.
It means that you will have to study with each tutor once, right? Berarti sama sekali sama setiap tutor aja udah 2 kali seminggu. Gitu. Kalau you mau nambah jadi 4 kali seminggu juga ya boleh gitu. Atau nggak you kepikiran buat, oh kalau gitu yang reading sama writing saya 2 kali seminggu, listening speaking saya sekali seminggu, itu boleh. Itu you yang ngatur sebenarnya. As long as you and I have the schedule, of course. Gitu sih. That's the thing. Jadi itu nanti itu bisa sekalian ngomongin jadwal juga sih. Tapi kalau misalkan you nanya berapa kali seminggu, it's up to you. Gitu.
Oke.
Gitu, itu satu. Alright. And then your class will, if you are unable to attend the class, kalau itu bisa nanti kelasnya, oke, nggak usah hadir ya. Please notify at max 2 hours prior the class. 2 jam sebelum kelas tolong kabarin kalau misalkan itu bisa hadir. Kayak gitu. Jangan 5 menit sebelum kelas, alright? Karena itu bakal dihitung absen juga. Otherwise, you will be considered absent. Nah terus kalau misalkan you memang ada nggak bisa datang kelas gitu ya, sesuai jadwal yang ditentukan, you have the right to reschedule the class that you were not able to attend. Misalkan you nggak bisa datang yang hari ini nih jam 7 nih, nah you itu bisa dipindahin sebelum kelas yang minggu depannya lagi gitu. Sama you and I have the schedule kayak gitu. It is good actually ya kalau bisa jangan di schedule sih misalkan ya, karena kan mencari schedule itu cukup susah, apalagi jam kita tuh 1,5 jam gitu kan. That's what makes it difficult. Kalau kelasnya 45 menit that is easy, tapi kalau 1,5 jam kan ya susah buat nyari jam biasanya kayak gitu kan. That's the thing. Tapi just remember that you actually have the right to reschedule di kelas ya. Misalkan you nggak usah berhalangan hari ini misalnya, mau diganti ke besok bisa nggak? Nah itu harus ngomongin sama tutor dulu. Jadi jangan mutusin sendiri dulu juga ya, karena kan kita nggak tahu tutornya gitu. That's the thing. Another one, your class will have a deadline atau nggak yang disebut sebagai expired date lah ya, expiry date sebenarnya. Jadi misalkan kelas you itu cuman sampai tanggal Mei, Juni, Juli, Agustus. Ya, mungkin sampai tanggal Agustus akhir atau September awal gitu ya. You have to make sure that your class finished on that deadline.
Oke.
That's the thing. Karena kalau misalkan you sudah melebihi deadline, contohnya, dan itu udah skip banget ya, udah berapa minggu gitu ya, itu bisa dihangusin kelasnya gitu. So be careful.
Total berapa pertemuan ya berarti Mister?
12 sama saya, 12 sama tutor lagi 24
Itu harus dihabiskan
dalam 3
selama 3
bulan.
bulan.
Yes. Berarti kan memang seminggu 2 kali juga ya, itu yang paling pas tuh seminggu 2 kali gitu. Tapi tetap nggak boleh ada bolong gitu. Kalau 2 kali seminggu yang nggak apa-apa juga. 4 kali seminggu lebih cepat lagi gitu sebenarnya. Cuman ya, it's up to you. Gitu. That's the thing. Okay?
Kalau ini, Mister, saya kan Senin, Rabu, Jumat itu udah pasti buat yang offline itu kan, Mister ya.
Oke.
Otomatis kan waktunya tinggal Selasa, Kamis, sama Minggu.
Oke.
Nah mungkin kalau harinya milih Selasa sama Minggu gitu, memungkinkan nggak ya, Mister ya?
Minggunya jam berapa, Sir?
Minggunya malam sih, biasanya jam 7, Mister.
Oh gitu. Saya kalau Selasa baru bisa Selasa katanya ya, bukannya Kamis ada kosong juga.
Kamis itu kadang ya kosong sih, Mister. Cuma kadang misalnya ada acara, kadang kan di kantor kan sekarang lagi kayak ngadain komunitas gitu loh, Mister loh. Komunitas ya entah untuk olahraga futsal atau misalnya olahraga badminton misalnya gitu lah. Takutnya nanti kalau misalnya ngerencanain agenda ada hari Kamis malamnya misalnya gitu untuk ini. Cuma ya sementara kalau Kamis sih masih bisa sih, Mister, nggak apa-apa sih.
Oke. Tapi kalau weekend nggak bisa pagi ya, Sir ya?
Kalau weekend Minggu bisa pagi sebenarnya sih, Mister.
Gitu? Kalau misalkan kenapa?
Kalau minggu depan itu saya kan ada ini dimintai tolong om saya buat nganterin ke kondangan gitu, nyupirin gitu kan, Mister. Karena om saya kan nggak bisa nyetir, nah terus kayak minta tolong ke saya gitu. Jadi untuk minggu depan tuh hari Minggu paginya kemungkinan kayaknya nggak bisa.
Gitu.
Ya. Jadi kayaknya yang paling fleksibel emang malam semua sih, Mister, jadwalnya sih.
Ya, soalnya tapi kalau misalkan weekdays saya udah pasti di atas jam 9-an kalau weekdays.
Oh.
Gitu.
Iya.
SMA ya pasti. Sebenarnya saya minggu juga mungkin bisa sebenarnya sih kalau jam 7 mah.
Iya.
7 atau 8 mungkin ya untuk minggu depan, karena sebenarnya kan saya juga ada event for next week dan saya belum tahu beres jam berapa sih. Cuman untuk precaution ya mungkin jam 8 lah mungkin saya bisa lesinya.
Oh iya, jam 8 masih oke sih, Mister, masih nggak masalah.
Alright. Ya begitu sih, Sir.
Iya.
Itu saja. Jadi kemungkinannya kita hari Sabtu. Hari Minggu berarti.
Hari Minggu, iya.
Begitu. Oke, kalau gitu saya tanya jam 7 atau jam 8 ya.
Iya.
For
Sekitar
Sunday
itu.
gitu. Tapi I will let you know around Saturday lah. Antara jam 7 atau jam 8-nya.
Iya.
And that's it, oke?
Iya.
Itu, Sir. Ada pertanyaan dulu? Berarti saya bakal tandain di sini aja jam 7. Jamnya tuh 1,5 jam ya. Tapi kecuali yang speaking itu speaking itu cuma 1 jam doang.
Iya. Oke.
Begitu sih, Sir. Kan kalau you lihat jadwal saya, bam. Nah, ini kan ada you jam 7 sampai jam sisanya mah menangis doang nih. Sampai malam kan itu kan di jam 9 baru adanya makanya.
Itu modelnya privat class semua ya, Mister? Langsung ya. One by one gitu ya?
Ya, itu semuanya one by one.
Oke.
That's the thing sih, Sir. Tapi ya oke lah. Bisa saya hari Minggu mah aman.
Ya.
Begitu saja. Jadi itu mungkin schedule untuk minggu depan. Nanti sama tutor lain jangan sampai tabrakan ya, Sir ya. Dulu saya pernah ada murid yang tabrakan, saya kan udah minta hari segini, tapi dia lupa. Jadi hati-hati aja jangan sampai tabrakan. Itu sih satu. And that is it sebenarnya mah. Itu saja. Jadi ya sudah gitu. Perhaps you have any other questions, Sir?
Mungkin itu aja sih, Mister. Sementara ini.
Itu dulu aja ya.
Iya.
Oke, dan. Right. So later, karena kan tadi saya sudah evaluasi your speaking kan. Tapi sebenarnya speaking is not my field sih. What I really want to see is your writing. Okay. So if I give you a little bit of an assignment, is it okay for you? Will you be able to do it?
Dikumpulin kapan, Mister?
Ya pokoknya sebelum meeting kita minggu depan sih. Tapi kalau misalkan you bisa ASAP, ya no problem.
Oke.
You
Oke, nggak apa-apa sih, Mister.
You sekalian ini juga, you sekalian bisa ini. You can try to experiment using the GDoc basically. Nanti jawabannya tinggal di GDoc aja. Topic is very simple, alright? Only write about your last holiday.
Okay.
But you may write at least 150 words. Paling minimal itu 150 kata. That is it, okay? Cara ngitung kata gimana? Tinggal highlight aja tools, word count, ada gitu, sir.
Oh ya.
Ada di situ.
Itu tinggal buka yang di emailnya itu berarti kan ya, Mister ya?
Ya, nanti ada emailnya di you kok.
Oke.
You will have the email actually later, so yes. You will like that. Itu saja. Jadi nanti coba buka emailnya dan coba kerjakan si writing ini. Karena I want to see your writing. I mean, how you make your sentences, how you use your tenses, vocabulary, and etc. Alright?
Oke.
That is it sih, sir. Jadi kalau bisa sebelum minggu depan aja. Tapi kalau misalkan udah beres besok, ya nggak masalah juga gitu. Tapi kan you are busy with your work, so I can understand if you misalkan baru beres hari Sabtu depan, that is fine. Okay?
Yeah.
Tapi kalau misalkan bisa secepatnya ya bagus juga. Jadi saya bisa masukin evaluasi yang writing juga dan saya bisa lihat, kayak nanti pas saya ngajar writing berarti saya tahu apa yang harus diperhatikan gitu. And that is it.
Besok coba tak ini ya, Mister ya. Kadang kan ada kelas offline juga kan saya kan, Mister.
Betul.
Nanti mungkin bagi juga ya. Mungkin nanti kalau misalnya kosong coba tak kerjain sih, Mister itu.
Of course.
Ini bebas kan ya, Mister ya. Yang penting tentang holiday ya.
Betul. Yang penting tentang holiday.
Oke.
Begitu saja sih, sir, dari saya. So I will not prolong this meeting any longer because I think we have already discussed everything that needs to be discussed. All right. Yeah. So that is it. And so I want to say thank you very much, Mr. Dito, for sparing your time.
Thank you juga, Mister.
At this time, terima kasih banyak sudah sparing your time. Hopefully we will meet again on the regular class next week on Sunday. And I will remind you on Saturday for the class in case you forgot. Okay. That is it. So thank you very much, sir. I'll see you again on the real class. Goodbye.
Welcome.
Good night.
Yeah. Bye, Mister. Good night.